I watched episode 4 of Creature Commandos, so let's talk about it. Probably don't need to see this, but spoilers ahead, so hit that like button and come back later. Man, this was a sad episode. My favorite character in this episode has to be Weasel. When first meeting the Weasel, I didn't really know what to think of him. I thought he was just kind of a joke character in the Suicide Squad, and we wouldn't really see this guy again. But when we do see this guy in this show, I was not expecting to get this big backstory to him and actually have it be revealed that he is probably one of the most tragic characters of this group. I mean, this dude was trying to save the kids he just made friends with and failed in that because everybody around him saw him a monster. And now the guy has to live with that guilt for the rest of his life. So yeah, this is a really good episode, and it somehow managed to make me cry more than the last episode. I feel like I'm really gonna enjoy the relationship between Rick Flag Sr. and Frankenstein. Also, it was so fun to see Frankenstein call Rick Flag his best friend, as if it wasn't like they weren't trying to unalive each other a couple minutes ago. We got a ton of hints in this episode showing us what heroes already exist within this brand new DC universe, including the main big three characters of the DC universe like Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman. I also like the build up to a potential threat we could be seeing in the DC universe really soon. I mean, when you see Amanda Waller afraid of this possible future, you know it's a big threat. I have two favorite moments in this episode. My first favorite moment is when Waller sees the possible future. Man, this moment got me so hyped up on the future of the DCU. I know that the princess probably won't be the main big bad of the DC universe or even this chapter, and she'll just be the big bad for this show in general, but just seeing this possible future and how much destruction she can cause to the world, along with defeating all of Earth's heroes, it makes me really excited to see just how much power she has and what will lead her into destroying the world. And my second favorite moment is when we see the Weasel's past. Man, I got so sad when I saw this backstory. This entire time, we assumed that Weasel had eaten a ton of kids, and that's why he was in the prison in the first place. But it turns out he had actually made friends with the kids, and the adults were the ones who were afraid of the Weasel, and they thought that the Weasel was attacking the kids. So when the adults and kids accidentally started a fire, you see the Weasel just trying to save one kid, one whole kid, but the adults still see the Weasel as a threat, and they try to take down the Weasel instead, just trying to save the one kid. So now the Weasel has to live with that regret for the rest of his life, and I was really shocked to see that this episode showed the kids getting unalived. I mean, whenever I think of kids getting unalived in media, I usually think of it being off screen. The only other thing I can really think of a kid being unalived in media is in the movie Dr. Sleep. I give this episode a 9.8 out of 10, giving it an A+. Anyway, that's a review. Go down to this comments, tell me what you thought episode 4 of Creature Commandos. Share this video with all your friends. And hit that like and follow button and keep up to get all my latest content. See ya!